Welcome to Moss Road Infant Academy reading presentation. This presentation will provide information on reading in school, how you can help your child at home, and the importance of reading. At Moss Road, we want your child to learn how to read, but also enjoy reading too. We believe at Moss Road that reading is the key to learning. Creating a love of reading in children is potentially one of the most powerful ways of improving academic standards. There can be few better ways to improve children's chances in the wider world than to enable them to become truly independent readers. Each classroom in school has a dedicated reading area. This is a calm yet stimulating place for the children to sit, relax and read a book. Each reading corner has a selection of books from Pye Corbett's Reading Spine. The Reading Spine is a core of books that create a living library inside a child's mind. It is a store of classics and essential reads that help children engage at a deeper level and enter the world of the story. In school, children in years 1 and 2 participate in guided reading sessions weekly. Throughout school, children read independently with the teacher or teaching assistant regularly. We encourage reading across the curriculum in all subjects, and each day is finished with a story read by the teacher. A phonics session is taught daily in small groups tailored to children's reading ability.
Children are taught to read by breaking down words into separate sounds or phonemes. They are then taught how to blend these sounds together to read the whole word. Children have a 30-minute phonics session each day, and they are encouraged to use these strategies to read and write the sounds in other lessons. There are around 40 different sounds. Children will begin learning Set 1 sounds at the end of nursery towards the beginning of reception. Set 1 sounds are the initial letter sounds. They are taught in the following order. Towards the end of Set 1, the special friend sounds are introduced. There are 12 Set 2 speed sounds that are made up of 2 or 3 letters which represent just one sound, e.g. A as in play, E as in tree, and I as in high. When your child is ready to learn Set 3 sounds, they will have already learnt one way in which each long vowel sound is written, which is the Set 2 sounds. When learning their Set 3 speed sounds, they will be taught that there are more ways in which the same sounds are written, e.g. E as in tree and E as in tea. Set 3 speed sounds reading will be taught for most of Year 1 and Set 3 speed sounds spelling during Year 2. There are 20 Set 3 speed sounds that are made up of 2 or 3 letters which represent just one sound, e.g. E as in tea, out as in cow, and air as in care. As before, it is important that your child does not pronounce these as 2 or 3 separate sounds. When your child sees the speed sound letters together in a word, they must say just one sound for these letters. When your child learns their Set 3 sounds in school, they will learn that the letters represent a speed sound, e.g. E, a simple prompt card linked to the speed sound, and a short phrase to say, cup of tea, E. Green words are words the children need to be able to read using Fred Talk. Fred is a frog who cannot read words, so he needs our help. We can say the sounds and push them together to read the words. Alongside these, the children also need to know Fred words, which are called tricky words. These are difficult to blend, but are key words, and children need to be able to know these to read and access texts. Children are assessed throughout the year to see how many words they know by sight, and teachers provide weekly spelling tests to give children time to practice learning these tricky words.
When your child becomes secure with most Set 1 sounds, they will be given a reading book to take home. This book will be decodable, meaning that your child will be able to sound out the words in their book using the sounds they learn in their phonics sessions. The book your child is given will reflect the sounds that they know and words they can read. You should encourage your child to read independently and to Fred Talk any words that they do not know automatically. Books will be changed at school and will be sent home in your child's book bag. Your child should read their decodable book each day. On the first read of the book, your child will be developing their accuracy, focusing on correctly sounding out and blending each word. On the second read, your child will develop their fluency, recognising some words from the previous read and beginning to read the book with confidence and speed. Your child's third read of the book will focus on developing their expression and comprehension, so considering how they could express what they have read effectively, for example changing their tone to suit the text or emphasising specific words. And to develop comprehension, your child should answer questions about the story to ensure they have a good understanding of what they have read. We ask that you sign the reading record each time that your child reads. Decodable books must be brought back to school on a Tuesday and Friday so that they can be changed by your child's class teacher. New books cannot be given out until your child's previous book has been returned, and this is simply due to the limited amount of take-home books which we carry in school. Your child's picture book should be brought back on Fridays to be changed, and again, new books cannot be given out until the previous one has been returned. Reading requires 2 key skills. The first of these is your child's phonics and word recognition. This is their ability to blend letter sounds, which are sometimes referred to as phonemes, together to read words correctly. It is also your child's ability to recognise words presented both in context and out of context. The second key skill is understanding. This refers to your child's ability to understand the meaning of the words and sentences that they read, thinking about what they have read in the correct context. Understanding also involves being able to understand the ideas, information and themes that occur within a text. These 2 skills are very different. Being able to read does not necessarily ensure that your child understands what they have read. Your child can sound like a good reader but may not actually have understood what they have read. For this reason, it's so important that on the 3rd read of the decodable book that you pose questions to your child about what they have read and discuss this together.
There are lots of ways you can help your child at home. It is important to make reading visible. You can make sure you have books visible in your home and let your child see you reading. Children need to see that reading is something that adults do too. Talk about books with your child. Discuss what they are about, which bits you like, how they make you feel. Make sure you sit and listen to your child. Encourage them to read each day, perhaps at bedtime. When it is safe to do so again, you could visit the local library to explore some new books together. It is important to read with your child, and there are different ways to make it interesting. You can explore different types of books, such as fiction, chapter books, short stories, joke books, poetry, and also non-fiction. Share a favourite book together. Read to your child, making sure it is slow enough for them to understand the words. Add expression, mood, and tone. Try using different voices for characters. Make sure children are aware of how to read to punctuation marks, such as question marks or exclamation marks. Talk about the story together, discussing what is happening and what you think might happen next. Try leaving the story on a cliffhanger, so your child is excited for the next instalment. Quality questioning is important to make your child think about what they have read and also for you to know how much they have understood. There are 2 types of questions. Closed questions can be answered simply in a word and do not encourage such deep thinking. Some examples are, do you like this book? Do you like this character? Is this a good story? Do you like this kind of story? Open questions encourage deeper thinking from the child and require further explanation. Some examples are, what do you like about this book? What do you like about the characters? Why do you think this is a good story? You can see how much more effective open questions are in deepening your child's responses and understanding. There are different strategies for reading unknown words. Children first learn to sound out a word and then blend the phonemes. You can always encourage them to look at the pictures and see if there are any clues to help them. For longer, multisyllabic words, children can split them into smaller parts, read each part, and then put the word together. Sometimes a word might look like a word the child already knows, and this will help them. The more reading they do, the more words they will already recognise. Finally, children can try reading to the end of the sentence, then going back to see if they can work out what the word is through the context of the rest of the sentence. Reading widely and often increases pupils' vocabulary because they encounter words they would rarely hear or use in everyday speech. Reading also feeds pupils' imagination and opens up a treasure house of wonder and joy for curious young minds.